add this. I'm gonna replace you with here. I'll put you since you're the guest. I'll put you in the middle.
Yes, that way we
Okay.
keep you warm.
We'll keep you warm.
Looks like I'm bottom.
Uh oh. All right. So we have favorite iconic TV commercials of the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Ooh. Anyone
Mikey
know this
likes it. Yes,
Yeah.
I I really like these commercials after they got rid of the blindfold. Um,
one?
when it was
I
less of a
also,
mystery.
I think it's
What?
cool too that this commercial ran for 14 years.
Yep.
Like, now, I mean, I think one of the things that, people will see in this presentation that's not the shelf life of commercials anymore,
Yeah.
but this was a powerful one. I grew up on this one. But it's funny that it was on TV, before and oh my gosh, another one. This was, I think, just one of my favorites, like period. There was another, what this one makes me think of the other one that I didn't think of, but this one was so good because there was another one, You Are My Sunshine. Susan, do you remember that one? I think Oscar Mayer had a You Are My Sunshine, My Only Sunshine, You Make Me Happy. When skies are
Yeah.
gray, like, yes.
But the one
this-
I really love is where that kid is having he's eating a Big Mac, or not a Big Mac, but a Jack in the Box or something, and they tell him to talk about it. He goes, I can't because my mouth is full. He talks with his mouth full. That was hysterical.
A lot
I
of
don't know
good stuff. You gotta. We'll have to try to find it or something. I don't know. This one was. I have a confession session about this one. I think this one was very cool to me. Mikey obviously had dark hair, but like this one, I always thought, is the kid like? I mean, I don't think the kid is Mexican, but I just remember thinking when I was a kid, right? But like he wasn't like that. He was potentially a child of, some kind of color, like, just because he wasn't, just complete, like, obviously.
Wait, that's not Fred Savage?
I was about to say that. I really was.
So anyway, I mean, I know that's not necessarily the case, but again, when Irina was on, we were having a great conversation about representations and looking for yourself in everything. So there was always this hope that maybe this kid, I mean, because I would think, well, gosh, his hair is awfully curly, like just, and all that. But this was a good one. I just love, this one was a good one too. And we were talking about, you couldn't make me eat bologna now, but it was funny.
I think the Oscar Mayer Wiener song was a form of brainwashing that was there just to get people ready for when we had to harvest humans for meat.
Oh my lord!
Give me this one.
Oh yes, where's the beef?
Okay, I felt like I didn't know any of the commercials you guys have just previously mentioned, but thanks to VH1's That's the 80s show, or That's So 80s, I know this commercial. Okay, now I don't feel so like out of it.
Right. How long, Stefan, how long did this one run? Like, I only see the 1984. Is there
that's when it ran. I wasn't able to find a.
Say it again.
Oh, sorry. That's when it ran. I wasn't able to find the length in which it
the
ran.
length of time. Okay, no.
It did run for a while.
Sorry.
Though.
It did.
It did.
I think it ended when a bunch of women complained. They were sick of their husband's joke walking in the bedroom, grabbing himself and going, I got the beef right here.
Oh, no.
Oh, my lord.
Wow.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes, the California raisins.
I remember that.
Yeah, I didn't know they were raisins at first.
Where did you think they were?
Like rabbit poop or something?
I thought it was
no,
poop
I
too.
can't.
Oh my god!
I can't with you guys. I didn't
know.
Hey, I still somewhere have the California Raisins Christmas special on tape somewhere.
Oh my God.
This was a phenomenon, like from a commercial standpoint of view. And of course, again, growing up in a house where Motown ruled, that it was, Marvin Gaye's song, that it was, or Marvin Gaye's, whatever, like he made the song the most famous. People, you'd have to love music to know that Gladys Knight and the Pips also did it. Susan, you may know that. I don't know.
They sang Marvin Gaye songs?
Yeah.
Well, no, the whole, like the Grapevine, because
after that.
Yeah, we should have. I guess next time, if we ever do it, we'll show the videos. We'll show the actual commercials. But yeah, so they would different versions of the commercial, they would play that music. I heard it through the grapevine. That was, and it,
Nick, I Want It Red from
yeah,
1986 98.
another one, 13 years. Commercials do not have that kind of shelf life now.
And they still didn't get kids to eat more raisins. Poor guys.
How do we know that? Do we know that to be true?
No, I don't know that. I was just joking.
This is
I
the
know, I
closest
did.
thing I have to raisins, okay? Wine. That's it. I'm not going past anything else.
Bud. Come on,
Oh,
someone finish
yeah.
it. Bud.
Why?
What?
Who's next?
What did the girl that I was watching that one again? And because I hadn't watched it in so long.
Oh, the Budweiser frogs?
Like I had to watch it again because I knew what it sounded like, but I forgot about the girl frog in the distance. Like,
Yeah, well, this should not have lasted for 5 years. It's ridiculous that a joke like this lasted for 5 years.
No, I agree.
Okay,
It's
did
a
they
year
have
or
a
two.
Christmas? Didn't they like belch out the Christmas theme or something? Like,
Yeah,
okay.
with all of these, there are several versions. I will look that up, but yeah, I remember something with Christmas hats, Stacey. To your point,
Was it like Budweiser, 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 Budweiser?
Probably. Hey, man.
probably not.
Budweiser, Budweiser, Budweiser.
Now it's gonna bug me. Like, what did the girl used to say? I literally just rewatched these, and I was just like, I forgot about that. Like the girl in the distance. But once he gets there,
Now I remember the VH1 show name. I think it's I Love the 80s. And
That's what I love. What's up? I love this one.
See, this one didn't last as long, and this was funnier. But and by the way, Nick actually foreshadowed to this in our comments. He put, "What about was up?" But yeah.
Can I tell on you, Stefan?
Uh-oh. Did I spell something wrong?
No, you did perfect. But can I tell on you? Can I tell what you told me when I was?
Yeah.
Like I was. Stefan said he was not familiar with this. Like he's not heard of this at all. And I was like, how is that possible? Like, I mean, it didn't. I know it only had 3 years, but it was huge, and they had several. Like there's a top 5 because there was more. But anyway, like the guy in the yellow, I know he's still out here. He's an actor. He's whatever. I was telling Stephen that Charles Stone in the rust color was the writer and the director. He was the one that created this idea.
Oh, top left. The guy at top left.
Top left.
I mean, it was put onto Scary Movie, so it was.
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge phenomenon. And the last thing I was going to say is Charles Stone. Actually, his feature directorial debut was Drumline with Nick Cannon. So he's still, and
he was likable.
And so before that, though, Charles Stone was directing music videos. So I know you guys have heard of The Roots and you've heard of Tony.
Oh, yeah.
So he was directing. So Charles Stone was directing music videos way before this. And then he did this and it put him on the map in another way. So just, and this was the advertising agency DDB, I think it's called, was like, I was reading about it and they were just like very exciting because this was kind of the first viral video, like something that went viral and and kind of operated in that way because of the time and because of what was going on in our world.
Well, the thing is that this became something where I liked it until I worked in an office where I had to hear one guy say it every day. He'd walk into the room, what's that? Stop it. Just stop it now. You're killing something funny.
Well, especially after it was on Chappelle's show when they had something similar or the same thing. And then after that, all my friends, that's all they would do every time I saw them. What's up?
But all of that came from this. All of that was just, because I think the other thing.
Little John that started that, though? Little John?
Well, I mean,
that's before Little John.
Okay.
This was way before Little. No.
Oh, it was? Okay. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
What? Okay. Yeah.
But I would
Probably waking up my kids.
But I think this was just kind of definitely a nod to to hip hop culture and to just the way that people that young men communicate and that this is that says everything. So it's just it meant this one meant a lot of things in a lot of different ways, and it came at this great nexus of, we were getting into Google owning YouTube around this time, a little after, and so things, it just came at a great point when the way that media became distributed amongst consumers was changing.
Does anybody remember the channel called The Box, which was
Yes.
basically just
Yeah.
music videos? Since MTV was supposed to be only music videos, but
Right,
then it
right,
turned
right.
to really shitty TV.
It turned into
Okay,
programming.
that was the
Then they
only
had to come
time
up with
I
an
would-
MTV2.
That's the only time I would remember these commercials, because the box would play music and I would play this all like Spice Girls, Britney Spears. But I remember these commercials because that was the only time I'd actually sit around for commercials. I was waiting for NSYNC to come on.
Oh man.
So Dana, do you remember the box? Am I the
Yeah.
only one that does?
Me and you. I'm saying yeah, because I was a music video fanatic. Like before, around the time of MTV was still playing videos around the clock. There was on NBC late nights. There was a show called Friday Night Videos that would come on Friday nights for
I
like
remember
30 minutes,
that.
and then so it eventually would be an hour. If you had cable at that time, which was what, early '80s to mid '80s, then TBS would had a show called Night Tracks. Night Tracks would come on at like 10 or 11 at night. Yeah, TBS, yeah, TBS, because TBS is obviously it's an Atlanta-based channel, and they would play videos on Night Tracks from, say, like, it would start about 10 at night, and it would go easily till like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then by the time the morning came, they would do whatever their regular programming was. But for a generation of us who were digging MTV because they were playing videos, we would just surf between TBS, Night Tracks, Friday Night Videos on Friday night, MTV, just to watch music videos and just
MTV
to get all the
Jam.
music.
See, I was a metalhead, so we had to go search our music outside of the pop sphere. We didn't have shows.
No, we had one.
So when the
Headbangers
box
Ball.
came along,
Headbangers Ball didn't count.
It was just a great extension. So the box was like a modernization of all of the things that we loved, because I loved
And it would
love
play
music
it
videos
24/7. So you know how most channels after like 12 a.m. you get those commercials for like
right.
want to buy this CD with all these songs that you
Songs
love.
on it.
It's only
Time
$1
magazine
per subscription. Yeah, or the Time
Yes, okay.
magazine.
So there was the
Lady
Columbia
in
Club for a
Red.
penny, and then Time Magazine put out these collections. And I
Oh.
used to buy those
For
collections,
just
just for the
1
record. I was still
cent a
buying those
day.
collections.
Oh, Dana, this
Yeah,
one's for
they
you.
were-
Okay,
You
let's see what we got.
you like what Lauren put.
Let's see what Lauren has.
Wasn't Soul Train regular network TV like
Channel 5?
KTLA?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just all about metal and Smothers Brothers.
But
So
I thought
does
that was
anyone
only a
remember?
weekend
my
thing.
God. Oh, Lauren, of course. Lauren, like, oh my God. Like my sister and I, that's all we did. That was the culmination of every Saturday, my whole life. Like I still,
Oh, yeah.
like we still talk about the iconic moments. A bunch of us still remember when Prince made his first appearance on American Bandstand. It was the most amazing shit. He sang Soft and Wet. And then when Dick Clark talked to him, he would not say a word. Like literally, Dick Clark was like, "You're 17," because I think when he came on, when he did American Bandstand, he was like 17 or 19, and then Clark said, "Well, how long have you been making music?" And Prince just put up the number 4. And there's a whole group of us, of Gen Xers, who were like, we were sitting there with bated breath, and we still remember that he did not say anything. All he did was put up the number 4. The hair was gorgeous, but it was the Prince of the 70s is a very different Prince than everything. But shit, Prince of the every decade is probably different.
Okay, so
Very
it's
much.
crazy. Soul Train was my introduction. Okay, remember, very Hispanic, and I grew up in a super Hispanic household with Hispanic friends and everything, because that's all it was in Van Nuys. Okay, I was in ghetto in the hood, and so the only introduction I had to African American culture was Soul Train, because in reality, MTV and the box would play all these white people. And every now and then you get like Blackstreet. Every now and then. Like that was my jam because of the Rugrats.
Right. But that's so funny because you're still talking, which is wonderful. You're talking about the 90s, and like for like I'm talking, I agree with you. Like you got it. Even you with 90s Soul Train is a very different Soul Train than what Lauren and I would be talking. Well, I think, I don't know if
no, I agree, because I would like see people like thrust their hips, and I'm like, what are they doing? Like,
Don Cornelius.
Don
The host,
Cornelius
Don
though.
Cornelius.
Like, but I don't. Was he
Don
still by the
Cornelius.
time you were watching, Stacey? Was Don Cornelius still hosting by the time you watched?
I don't know. I was so like in
Yeah,
love
probably
with
not
this
then.
R&B. Like, okay, again, super like I did not grow up, and then the TV did not play this music often, so I just hear like R&B, like Babyface and all this, and this is the only place I would be able to hear that music. So I don't know. I didn't grow like it was only on I think like once on Saturdays in the afternoon, in the most random of times.
That was that's always the case. Yeah, all the whole time, like from my childhood, because I've watched it. I do not remember not seeing Soul Train as a kid, and it only came on Saturday mornings.
In the morning?
Yeah, it would come on. Yeah. I'm sorry. Susan Ware is probably the only person that knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, it came on Saturday. So what it would come on like before I think American Bandstand was last. So I think you would what we did in Huntsville, Alabama, was we would watch all the cartoons, and then the culmination of cartoons. With Schoolhouse Rock sandwiched in between, with all the Schoolhouse Rock sandwiched in between. Then we would watch Soul Train. Then we watch American Bandstand, and then it would be time to do your day on Saturday, whatever that meant.
Wait, Schoolhouse Rock played on regular programming? I thought it was just something teachers showed their kids, so they didn't have to teach the curriculum for the day.
No, so we need another whole show devoted to this. Schoolhouse Rock.
It was an amazing.
Maybe not a whole show, but a part.
I think Susan was going to say
something. We know. I think everybody knows what I mean, sir.
Were you gonna?
Here's the. I actually could do probably a whole show, but I understand not this one. But no, like Schoolhouse Rock, Stacey was like the commercials, but not commercials. So there were still commercials, but they would come on between programming on Saturday mornings. So all of that, when it came out on DVD, which I'm sure is now on Blu-ray, and now you could just go to YouTube and look at them. They were part of like how I was doing a better job with my numbers than most kids, because I was watching. So 5s and the 8s and the 9s in the pool room, and the 3s if you could skate a figure 8, conjunctions. Like I still remember being like, but those came on. Yeah, so those came on between cartoons in the morning. So for us, we were watching whatever the cartoons were. Then we would get like the interlude is like those would come on, and then you'd watch more cartoons, and then some more would come on. You would easily see 3 or 4 every Saturday morning. I
feel like such an outsider in this conversation.
Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world.
But everybody's an outsider at one point, and then we bring you back
exactly. I have to say, welcome to my world. But I love this. This is my favorite type of stuff. We're already at 10 o'clock. I can't believe it. But yeah, like that's how those existed. Like we are a generation of kids who got to see them created in real time and all that good stuff.